Here we go. We are with block 4, and we're going to find the surface area of this wonderful composite figure. All right, so can somebody pick out a two-dimensional shape that we can first find the area of? Somebody pick one of those 2D objects that are on the outside of this three-dimensional shape. Yes?
The top one.
The top one. And what shape would that top one be?
A rectangle.
All right. So we have a rectangle here. What is the area formula for a rectangle? Who's got this?
Base times height.
Okay, base times height, or we can often say length times width as well. And of course, our man Rob says be flexible. Just realize you're multiplying the dimensions, the two dimensions of the two-dimensional object by each other. Could somebody get me the numbers for that? Somebody get me the numbers for that? What are the numbers for the dimensions of that top rectangle? Yes?
9.
9 is one of them, yes.
3.5.
And 3.5. Now, when I look at both of these, I see no numbers associated with them. Could you explain how you figured out that it was 3.5?
I figured out that it was 3.5 because the front rectangle on it is 9 by 3.5 and it's the exact same shape.
Okay, it looks like it, but we can't use this line to predict this line, right? They're moving it, they're in different directions, okay? They're at different angles, so we can't use that. What's another line that would be in the same angle as that line that has a number there for us? All right, what other one is it?
3.5.
The other one that says 3.5?
Yeah.
Are you saying this one here?
Yeah.
This one here. All right, see how it's at the same angle as the other ones? They all four of these all go back in the same direction and they're the same distance. And so we can now, in using that reasoning, label that 3.5. All right, so now we know it's 9 by 3.5, so we can put that in. Now I need some calculators. Beep, boop, bop, boop. Raise your hand once you get it. What do you got? All right, that's 31.5. Now my question is, are there any identical rectangles that I can use that same area for? Yes? Like that. Are you saying like the front rectangle, the back rectangle? So if I were to do, let's change the color, like this rectangle is also a 9 by 3.5, and since it's like a prism shape, we know the back is identical to that. Let's go. Why don't we go with green, even though it's already a little green? All right, that's that one. All right, so show me on your fingers how many rectangles are there with that exact. How many rectangles total are there with that exact area? 3. Yes, 3. So what can we do to this area? Yes. Multiply by 3. So we're going to multiply this by 3 because there are 3 exact replicas of that. And then who's got the answers to that? Yep. 94.5. And I'm going to underline it a couple times to remind myself that I need to use that at the end. All right, so we took care of 3 of the outer 2D shapes. Can somebody choose another one of the 2D shapes that makes up this three-dimensional shape? Yes? The base. Careful using that word because it's a prism. This is actually the base because that's the shape that is doubled. Are you saying the rectangle that it's sitting on?
Yeah.
The bottom. Okay, so the bottom rectangle here. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so let's find the area of a rectangle, which is length times width. Give me the dimensions. Who wants to help out with the dimensions of that rectangle? Dimensions. Yes? Dimensions of this rectangle here.
No.
The bottom of the shape down here.
Oh.
So you're looking along this line. Are there any numbers to help you out with this line? Yep, 9.035. And then you're looking along this line. So that's pointing into this. You got it, 3.5. Okay? And then I need a calculator to help me out. Yes? 6225, correct? This will be a little tricky. Are there any identical rectangles to that? Just nod or shake. Are there any identical to that bottom one? All right. There are not any identical. All the other ones are 9 by 3.5. That's the only one that's 9.035 by 3.5. All right. So now we're on to the next, the third one. All right. We've taken care of the bottom. We've taken care of the front rectangle, the top rectangle, and the back rectangle. What other shapes do we have to take care of? You look over here. We've outlined all the shapes we've done. Which ones remain? Pick one for us. Pick one for us. What's the shape that we still have to find? Triangle. Yes, this triangle here. Does it have a match? Yes, it has it back here. So we'll just find the area once, and then what will we do? What? Double it. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so this time we have to pick a different area formula, though. What is it? Bingo.
Good job.
Yeah. And remember, the base and the height always meet at a... It rhymes.
90-degree angle.
Huh? 90-degree angle. What's a name for a 90-degree angle? Right angle, right? The base and the height always meet at a right angle. Doesn't really rhyme, but you know, if you stop, yeah, height, right? I don't know. It's pretty neat. Anyway, we find our right angle here, right here. So then we are looking at this dimension and this dimension of that triangle. So what are those two numbers? Help me out. Help me out. What are those two numbers? What do you think?
0.8.
Yep. Yeah. So 1/2 times 9. I usually put the longer one first, and it doesn't really matter because it's cumulative property. All right. And then I need a calculator to check my work. I'm going to try to do this on my head. I think it comes to 3.6. Not if you got 3.6. Are you outlining the shapes too? Outline them. Great. So you can see all the different shapes to find an area of. All right. Wait, how many shapes are there? How many shapes that are like that? Yeah, there's 2. All right, so now we can multiply that by 2. We get 7.2. And I'm going to underline that to remind myself. I forgot to do this one. Remind myself at the end, I have to total all of these up. Now, what shapes are we missing? Which ones didn't we take care of? I think there's maybe 3 more faces. 3 more faces.
The left.
Oh, the left rectangle?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go check that out. All right, so we haven't taken care of this rectangle over here. Does it have a twin? On the right. It does have a twin right there. So we're going to get the area of it and multiply it by 12. No, 2. Yeah, it's 2. So funny. All right. Well, in the credits, we'll put all the comedians listed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right? Should I put that? Okay. All right. Length times width. What are the length and width of this shape right there? All right. Yes. 3.5. It says 3.5 for this side here, but it doesn't give me anything for that side there. Do we know what it is? Do we know how to get it?
It's 3.5.
3.5. Why?
Because all the sides on a square are even.
Okay, but we don't know it's a square. It looks kind of like a square. Remember, we have to look at the other ones in that same direction. Okay? we have to look at those other ones, and this one doesn't have a number next to it. This one doesn't, but this one does. So we can say, aha, that has to be 3.5 as well. All right? You can't just eyeball and say, oh, it looks kind of squarish. It must be 3.5. No, you have to look at the other dimensions and find one that is its twin. All right? So then now we can say 3.5 here. All right, and then I need some help with a 3.5 times a 3.5.
7.
Oh, you added 3.5 plus 3.5. Yes.
12.25.
12.25.
Ow.
Yep, or 25. And since we have two of them, we're going to double it. And that's going to be 24.5.
Oh.
And we're going to underline that because I got to remember to add it in. There's one itty bitty shape left. One little shape left. Can anybody find it? Can you look at the other shapes that you kind of already outlined and see what we're missing? All right. We already took care of the front, the top, the back.
Bottom.
We got the sides. We got the bottom. We got the other side.
Oh, the
What haven't I taken care of yet?
That rectangle thing in the
bottom
corner.
right.
That little bottom right rectangle. So let's go back to where we were. We've got this little bottom right rectangle to take care of. That's our last little piece to find. How many square units fit on that flat surface? It's a rectangle, so length times width. Could somebody volunteer the dimensions of that rectangle? We've got some people who know them. They think they know them. Give me one of them. Give me one. What are the dimensions of this little rectangle there? One of them is 3.5. That guy there is 3.5, yep. And what's the other dimension? This little side there? Yes? Yes. 0.8. Very nice. And we have to multiply?
Let's say 3.5 times 0.8. Yeah, multiply it. Answer.
Anybody got it?
2.8.
2.8. Great.
Oh yeah, I had that.
2.8. Are there any twins? Should we double it?
No.
Triple it?
No.
Quadruple it? It's all by itself. It's the only little rectangle on the shape. Okay, so I'm going to underline that. And now I have to look at all my results and what operation am I going to do with all of those results?
Addition.
Boom. Add them all up. So we got 94.5. And we got, whoa, what is that? 31, this is a weird one. 31.6225. And plus, oops, I got to line up my decimal points when I'm writing these down. And 24.5 and 2.8. And we're going to add those up. And then you're going to raise your hand once you get them all. You're going to share the answer with all of us.
97.625.
Say it one more time. You might have missed one of them, I think. Because 97, this one's already 94. So I don't know. Did you divide by 2 or something? I'm not sure. Try it.
130.6225.
130.6225. Like that?
Yeah.
And I think the problem in the textbook said to round to the nearest 10. Did anybody else get 130.6225?
No.
No.
I got 160. Yeah. 6.225.
160?
Yeah.
160? 160? 160. Okay, so let's check that. 160.6225?
Where did I get?
6.
Like that?
No.
What is it?
I got
I got
6505.
That's what I got.
6505.
Check these here, calculators.
No, I got 62.
Some
The one before that.
for some reason
6225.
Yeah.
for some reason I have
You got some
64.5.
unreliable fingers there, typing away. Okay, when we round this to 4 or lower, this 2, so we keep the 6, so 160.6, and our units are going to be meters to the second power since we're finding area, and that's a 2-dimensional measurement.
So what's the closest?
All right, star, start it up. Okay, now,
I got 160.5.
great job and good participation there.